Coming up on Cronkite News, we'll see what former Vice President Mike Pence suggests for border security.
Plus, the January 6th committee hearing focused on elections and how one network called Arizona for President Joe Biden.
And later, we'll take you to the WNBA Pride Night hosted by the Phoenix Mercury.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Brianna Garcia.
And I'm Taylor Corlew. Thank you for joining us. Former Vice President Mike Pence is in Arizona to discuss border security issues. Governor Doug Ducey was supposed to join Pence, but after Ducey tested positive for COVID-19 this morning, Pence hosted the event alone. Luke Chatham has more on what Pence discovered on his visit to Arizona today.
Former Vice President Mike Pence wrapped up an invitation-only meeting here at the Arizona Commerce Authority about border security issues. Pence spoke about the lack of support to border security and how he believes it has led to illegal activities such as human smuggling, as well as more drugs being brought into the country. Earlier in the day, Pence visited a section of the border where the barrier wall ends. He was briefed by Cochise County Sheriff Mark Daniels and other law enforcement, saying that any conversation about border security should start with law enforcement officers. Pence also said securing the border is not the job of the state and local authorities, but the job of Washington, although he mentioned his support for the American Governor's Border Strike Force. Pence is expected to run for president in 2024, where border security is an issue for many Republicans. With Cronkite News, I'm Luke Chatham, downtown Phoenix.
Immigration activists were dealt a blow by the Supreme Court today. The ruling the Supreme Court handed down allows the federal government to continually detain immigrants without a bail hearing, even after 6 months. The Supreme Court reversed the ruling of a lower court that allowed one immigrant to bail out of detention. What was not made clear is if the hearings about bail will be required in future cases. So we could see this situation again.
The January 6th committee hearing today focused on the 2020 election and then President Donald Trump's efforts to falsely claim he won the White House. The committee is looking at what happened election night. They want to pinpoint Trump's state of mind and also pinpoint the narrative of the stolen election started. Witnesses have said Trump and his campaign were trying to take advantage of the red mirage. The red mirage is when elections appear to go in favor of Republicans, but mail-in ballots are counted and those lean in favor of Democratic candidates. The hearings have revealed that the Trump campaign expected friendly media outlets to push the false narrative, but not everyone fell in line.
We knew it would be a consequential call because it was one of 5 states that really mattered, right? Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Arizona were the ones that we were watching. We knew it would be significant to call any one of those 5, but we already knew Trump's chances were very small and getting smaller based on what we had seen. So we were able to make the call early. We were able to beat the competition. We looked around the room, everybody says yay, and on we go.
Steyerwalt and his team made Fox the first network to call Arizona correctly for Biden. This move drew immense criticism from Trump supporters and Trump himself. Trump reportedly even called Rupert Murdoch to have them take it back. And Steyerwalt spent election week defending his decision and was let go from Fox not long after the insurrection.
20 senators have joined forces in a bipartisan effort to pass sweeping gun reforms. Among them are Arizona Senators Kyrsten Sinema and Mark Kelly. A 50-50 split of Democrats and Republicans working on the deal give it a strong potential to end up passing. If the deal passes, it could create the most far-reaching steps on gun violence in a generation. The agreement presents measures to increase scrutiny to juvenile records on gun sales to anyone under 21 years old. The majority of the agreement is focused on creating systems that allow states to prevent individuals with mental health issues from possessing firearms. More than half of the counties here in Arizona are seeing a medium of high community level for COVID-19. That's according to the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention. That designation is based on hospital admissions, number of hospital beds occupied by those with the virus, and rate of new cases. The state health department documented more than 14,000 new cases last week, the largest since updates changed from daily to weekly back in March.
Hospitals can now test patients for HIV without their consent. That's part of a new law signed by Governor Doug Ducey last month. This means if you consent to be treated, you consent to an HIV test. The bill has not just bipartisan support but support from Southern Arizona AIDS Foundation. But some are concerned this could damage the trust between patient and provider. And the Center for HIV Law and Policy says removing consent doesn't allow patients to be prepared for the news they could receive.
After the break, we'll take you to LA and take you to LA Pride, the longest running pride parade in the country.
We'll also give you an update on the wildfire that's forcing evacuations near Flagstaff and see how the weather could impact those fighting the fire.
What you get from Washington Week that you will not get anywhere else are the best and the brightest reporters from different media companies, and they're able to have a real conversation about things that are happening in Washington and around the country. But it's also a show about issues that are relevant to different communities. How do you think that, as the moderator, I feel this deep responsibility to bring in those other perspectives so that people understand how power and politics impact their daily lives?
Friday nights at 7 on Arizona PBS.
Hey, I'm Rick Steves. You know, I don't go anywhere without my passport. And now, thanks to PBS Passport, you can travel with me and watch all 10 seasons of Rick Steves Europe and all my travel specials. This exclusive streaming service is just for our members. Not only can you see all my shows, but you can see thousands of hours of your favorite public television shows. Become a member today and get your passport.
After a 2-year hiatus, the LA Pride Parade took over the streets of Hollywood. The return comes as politicians across the country push for anti-LGBTQ+ legislation. Los Angeles Bureau reporter Emily Miranda speaks with parade goers and participants about what pride means to them.
Pride, I see you, I hear you, I support you, one love.
Los Angeles resident Olivia Mae Langford and her friends celebrate their first Pride Parade. They are among thousands of new and returning spectators. They are here to celebrate this year's theme, Love Your Pride, a message of inclusion and acceptance.
And being here with my friends is just a wonderful feeling, and seeing everyone else here, like being themselves unapologetically, like that's what I strive to be, and I'm so glad to be here.
Floats, bands, and drag queens helped celebrate the LGBTQ+ community. The parade followed a new route on Hollywood Boulevard this year, the original parade route from 1970, when LA Pride became the first in the world to get a permit. They missed the 50th anniversary in 2020, and after a 2-year pandemic hiatus, celebrated as thousands lined the streets. Los Angeles residents Mike and Alyssa Wazabo came to support their daughter Lorraine Grigo. And for them, it means a lot to be back.
Every different person, doesn't matter race, ethnicity, everybody enjoying themselves and nobody judging. That's the best part of it all.
More than 130 groups participated, including the Gay Men's Chorus of Los Angeles, Classroom of Compassion, and Grand Marshal Sir Lady Java. One performer with a message to his performance, Emmett O'Reilly, says,
I'm telling everybody it's okay to be gay. I mean, this isn't Florida where you can't even say gay. Here we yell, gay, gay, gay. And love is love. So it's nice to be able to do that in public and let everybody know that it's all right.
While LA Pride may be coming to an end, with the LA Pride Parade, residents in Phoenix can soon look forward to their own celebration. Phoenix Pride will take place October 15th through the 16th. In Los Angeles, Emily Miranda, Cronkite News.
The Phoenix Mercury celebrated Pride Night over the weekend as well. The team is on a 3-game win streak, but Friday's victory over the Atlanta Dream wasn't the only cause for fanfare. Cronkite News reporter Lauren Green was on hand for the festivities at the Footprint Center.
The Mercury hosted their 8th annual Pride Night last week, and the arena was filled with celebration for the LGBTQ community. Rainbow flags were handed out to the first 5,000 fans, while their fans came decked out in their own colorful gear. The Mercury were the first professional sports team in Arizona to host a Pride Night.
It's just great to know, to be in a community that is supporting of all the people in it and is inclusive and really wants to create spaces where people feel comfortable.
Businesses were set up in the concourse area where they educated fans about their missions to support the LGBTQ community. One of the businesses there, Spectrum Medical, offered free HIV testing and information right in the arena. In the fans' eyes, the Mercury have really set the tone when it comes to celebrating Pride.
Phoenix Mercury has always, from really the get-go, been supportive of the LGBTQ community.
Here at the Mercury Pride Night, they're handing out gift bags, goodies, glow sticks, a little bit of everything. But this night isn't only about celebration. It's about to bring awareness to the LGBTQ community as well.
This year it's even more important because there's been so many things that have happened in our state that have really been attacks against the LGBTQ community, and this is our chance to really come out and be visible and say, we matter.
In her absence, Brittany Griner's name is still helping on nights like this with the celebration of the LGBTQ community. An online auction of custom hand-painted BG42 Nike Blazers started on Pride Night and is still ongoing this week. The proceeds will benefit the 6 LGBTQ organizations that were at the Mercury's Pride Night. From Phoenix, Lauren Green, Cronkite News.
Another sports team in the Valley celebrating Pride is the Diamondbacks, who will host their Pride Night on June 25th.
The pipeline fire is believed to have burned more than 5,000 acres since it started near Flagstaff. A man burning toilet paper has been arrested for starting the fire yesterday morning. Several neighborhoods have been evacuated, including Doney Park North, Crater Estates, O'Leary, McCann Estates, Timberline, those near Snow Bowl Ski Resort, and near Schultz Pass Road. FEMA has released emergency funds to help fight the fire after a request from the state. As many as 500 firefighters could be battling the wildfire before the end of the day. Hot temperatures and high winds are driving that wildfire. Now let's turn it to Ian Sachs in the Cronkite Weather Center to find out the latest conditions.
Two factors contribute to those wildfires that we see in the northern portion of the state. First, the very dry air, those low dew points, 21 in Flagstaff and 30 in the Grand Canyon. Factor that in with the high winds that we've experienced today. 30 miles per hour in Flagstaff, 34 in the Grand Canyon. Put those two together, and that's what leads to those wildfires. But as we head into both Tuesday and into Wednesday, those high winds will taper off, and that will provide some reprieve throughout the state. And talk about some high temperatures now. Looking ahead to tomorrow, it'll be 105 in Phoenix, 92 in Sedona. Talk about cool. How about 80 in Flagstaff, Tombstone, and Douglas, just a couple of ticks below triple digits. Looking ahead to the rest of the week now, the next 3 days, Wednesday, 108. That's the start of monsoon season. Then we jump back up to 114 on Thursday, but it's just one day like that. As Friday, the temperatures start to tick back down, 110 with a 10% chance of rain. Saturday, just dead even at 100, but 20% chance, and that is our first rain potential for monsoon season. That's it from the Cronkite News Weather Center. I'm Ian Sachs.
I'm Ashley Stevens. Coming up after the break, I'll have your Cronkite Sports Report. ASU track and field wrapped up at the National Championships in Oregon this weekend. I'll tell you which Sun Devil won her second straight discus title.
Your favorite member benefit is getting better and bigger.
This is wonderful.
Over the next year, Passport is adding new shows and doubling the number of episodes for you to stream.
They give us all that they've got.
From your favorite cooking and travel series.
Even the stairs are breathtaking.
To history specials and award-winning documentaries. Better and bigger.
That really is the fun part.
Stream on any device with Passport on the PBS Video app.
Every day I wake up, my first thought is, how can I serve this community?
The biggest hurdle was not taking PTSD personally.
Would you welcome, please, the amazing.
Everybody that watches this, they say that I am the greatest that they've ever seen.
And that's the way it is. Monday, September.
Newscasting has changed a lot since the time of Walter Cronkite. That's why here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism, you can learn the studio production skills of today in real time. Whether you want to work audio, direct, technical direct, design graphics, or you can even run the floor. It's all part of the Television Production and Graphics Lab here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. We're going on in 3, 2...
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and locally produced shows from your station.
Sign in and start streaming today.
Welcome back to the Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Ashley Stevens. Arizona State track and field finished up the NCAA National Championships in Oregon over the weekend, and one Sun Devil pulled off a remarkable repeat. Day Van Klinken led the Sun Devil women to 8th place on the team leaderboard in Eugene. It's their highest finish since 2009. The Star Dutch thrower took first place in discus, winning her second straight national title in the event. She also took second in the shot put. Van Klinken remains undefeated in collegiate discus meets. She is now 14 for 14 in her career at ASU.
I don't think I could have made a better decision in my life than to come here, basically, because I think everyone's seen how much I progressed as an athlete.
Van Klinken is not done yet at ASU. She'll be eligible to compete in the NCAA Indoor Track and Field Championships next season. Also over the weekend, ASU freshman phenom Dayton Carlson continued his impressive postseason. Carlson came in 6th in the 800 meter while breaking a 38-year-old school record. And Northern Arizona's Nico Young took 3rd in the 5K. Carlson's Sun Devils teammate Ralford Mullings also took 3rd in the men's discus.
Man, I'm so excited for the guys. The guys we brought here to the meet did an outstanding job as a unit. I evaluated. We left some points on the board. Obviously, we want to finish in the top 10, but I'll go each and every year to finish in the top 15.
With the conclusion of track and field, ASU Athletics wraps up another year of competition. And the Athletics weren't the only ones getting the accolades, as the crew behind the playing fields also took home a top award. Cronkite News reporter Spencer Chehawk checks out the award-winning work of the ASU grounds crew.
In football, the focus is on the players running for touchdowns, not so much the ground they have to cover to get there. Preparing that ground is a painstaking process, but the sweet smell of grass and paint is a combination only a grounds crew worker can appreciate.
You know, it's the culture and the community, too, of just the athletic department, not just our department as well, but they support us up top, and all around campus we receive support from everyone.
Not your typical 9 to 5, ASU grounds crew works weekends and holidays to keep the grass in Sun Devil Stadium and the other sporting facilities looking green. Working on ASU grounds crew makes a unique combination of being part botanist and part painter.
What to put down at what time and at what quantity. There's a lot of science that goes into this job, and that's something that I think a lot of people don't realize.
As ASU football fans know, the results are quite stunning. The manicured lawns are pristine and their painted designs intricate. In true championship fashion, the 2021-2022 school year has been a victory lap for grounds crew manager Brian Johnson in his 37th and final year working on the fields at Sun Devil Stadium.
Just loved it. I love the area. I love the weather. I love this university, and it's just been an awesome job.
It is the incredible friendships and connections Johnson has made at ASU that he will miss the most when he retires.
I felt like a father figure instead of not just a boss when they were here, but kind of a father figure.
The family atmosphere created at ASU was by design and runs deep in the grounds crew staff. No matter what part of the job it is, the crew makes sure to get it done, having won the 2021 Fields of Excellence Award. given to the top athletic and community fields in the country. In Tempe, Spencer Chiok, Cronkite Sports Report.
The Rising dropped their 5th match of their last 6 contests on Saturday. Head coach Rick Shantz and general manager Bobby Dooley exchanged heated words after the loss to El Paso. The Rising are trying to build the right chemistry among recent tension. They recently signed Nashville midfielder Iracozy Donaciano on loan. Cozy made his debut on June 4th and has been playing mostly in the midfield. Shantz is excited about Cozy's skills, but he's mostly intrigued with his personality and his possible impact on the locker room. Cozy is a player who likes to get on the ball and is able to help the team get out of high-pressure situations.
Every day I get to spend with him, it makes me realize how fortunate I am to meet players like this and how hard he works in training. It's unbelievable. I mean, he's exactly what we needed right now.
And lastly, the Phoenix Mercury were briefed by the State Department on the status of Brittany Griner's detention in Russia this afternoon. Democratic Congressman Greg Stanton also joined the meeting. He told the team he's leading a bipartisan resolution in Congress calling for Griner's immediate release. That will do it for today's Cronkite Sports Report. Back to you, Taylor.
Coming up after the break, a unique Pride celebration. We'll take you to a native drag show hosted at the Heard Museum. Coming up next.
And that's the way it is. Monday, September.
Newscasting has changed a lot since the time of Walter Cronkite. That's why here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism, you can learn the studio production skills of today in real time. Whether you want to work audio, direct, technical direct, design graphics, or you can even run the floor. It's all part of the Television Production and Graphics Lab here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. We're going on in 3, 2...
Did you know newsrooms today are looking for bilingual journalists? Cronkite Noticias prepares you to cover diverse communities. In Cronkite Noticias, you will obtain an unforgettable experience.
Nopales como este van a tumbar.
Cronkite Noticias.
And develop your skills with the latest technology.
Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communications Phoenix Sports Bureau provides students with hands-on learning experiences and opportunities in sports journalism. From covering local high schools, colleges, and the pros, students get the opportunity to go live from our Facebook shows covering local, collegiate, and pro sports in the Valley. From digital reporting, broadcast, social media, and producing, there's opportunities for all. For more, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
The Heard Museum kicked off Pride Night with a bang and slayed the competition by hosting its first ever native drag show. Our producer Adriana Smith introduces us to host and queen Pyra Addiction, who gave us a special insight into the local drag scene. In her own words.
My name is Pyra Addiction. I've been performing for 3 years in Phoenix, Arizona. I lived here for all my life.
Oh, okay, some people came prepared. Some people came prepared. I love that.
When I first got started, I used to go to drag shows regularly in the community. Then, like every other drag queen usually they got started on amateur nights. Usually there's competitions. You go dress up in whatever you can find together to pass off as drag and perform. I performed, fell in love with it. A couple of show directors out here fell in love with me and gave me the opportunity to start to perform. That's kind of how like it goes, your drag evolution. Phoenix is a small growing city with the drag community. We all kind of know each other and go from Flagstaff to Phoenix to Tucson. People do appreciate drag. I've been seeing it with things like this, like the Heard Museum, that drag is becoming very mainstream here.
I am the digital content manager here at the museum, and I'm very excited that this is like a full freaking house. It's crazy.
Fell in love with drag, and now I'm here hosting my show at the Heard Museum.
But yeah, Chaos, when you see her come out here, the outfit that she is wearing, she literally made today, and it is stunning. So when you see her, scream,
If you're in the native drag scene, you know you're native. Everyone who I've met who's indigenous, we all know each other. We know that we're native. With the indigenous side of the drag community, they're very just immediately welcoming. They will talk to you. They will just treat you kind of like your relative and like your brother or sister and look out for you. But I feel like the one reason that we've really been really different is we're all dedicated. I want to make sure that the audience is smiling. If they're not smiling, I will come to you, perform right in front of you, look into your eyes and make sure there's that connection.
You can find Pyra and her queens every third Thursday at Tap That Downtown or on social media.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thank you for joining us. For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org. Good night.